Welcome to today's webinar on Hoist Group's reopening checks and advice. Firstly, I'd like to introduce myself. I am the Customer Success Manager for Hoist Ireland, offering consultancy and product advice, as well as some information on the Hoist dashboard. On today's webinar, I am joined by Anson Malloy, Managing Director for Hoist Ireland, as well as Sharon O'Mara, the Operations Manager for Hoist Ireland.
Good morning again, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. As you're probably all aware, we're going to focus on the long-awaited reopening for the hotel sector here, and Danny's going to go through some of the various checklists and information that we have around that. And at the end of today's session, which should be about 25-30 minutes, myself and Sharon are here. Sharon, our operations manager, are here to answer any of the questions that you might have, and there's a Q&A section for you to post questions during the webinar. So we're looking forward. So all yours, Danny.
Thanks very much, Anson. So just a note that this webinar is being recorded, but the link for the recording will be available online to view within the next few days. We will send you all email details for this. So during today's webinar, I will be discussing an introduction, Vulture Ireland guide, Hoist Group's recommended system checks, and Program Phoenix. I will be also answering some questions that have already been asked during the sign-up and the general Q&A session. You will all see a section on screen where you can post any questions you have, and I'll answer them at the end of the webinar. Alternatively, if you have anything you want to discuss separately, you can also email them after the webinar. A guest walking through your doors in the post-COVID-19 world will be a guest redefined. Staying healthy, hotel cleanliness, and social distancing measures are the new criteria for hotel selection, at least for now anyway. And these supersede all other criteria in your guest's mind. COVID-19 is an unprecedented challenge for the tourism sector. Before reopening, businesses will need to review how they work and employ new practices and procedures to ensure everyone stays safe. As a result, Vulture Ireland have released operational guidelines in line with the various health and safety authorities in Ireland, taking on board World Health Organization recommendations and the Irish Hotel Federations to help you to reopen your hotels. The Vulture Ireland Guide covers all areas and topics regarding safe practice for guests and employees upon reopening of the business. From the initial introduction of meeting and overcoming the COVID-19 challenge to creating a business action or response plan with advice on policies and processes, communication, training, cleaning, and staffing. It also covers a wide range of topics surrounding employee and guest health, physical distancing, COVID-19 prevention measures, and COVID-19 training for staff. It answers some questions you may have surrounding general procedures, cleaning products and protocols for all areas of the business, like equipment shared for employees, room recovery protocols, suppliers of goods and services, like dealing with drivers, how they enter the property, and accepting the deliveries. It also deals with some of the technical procedures, like water disinfection, dishwashing and laundry equipment, cellars, cold rooms and storerooms, and air conditioning and ventilation. Lastly, it covers the departmental procedures, all broken down to department-specific advice on cleaning and disinfection protocols, physical distancing protocols, payment facilities, guest considerations. Most importantly, the Vulture Ireland Guide offers advice on how to operate and maintain a business in the post-COVID-19 world. How can technology help in this new contactless environment? Focus on automation. Make sure your processes are as efficient as possible, from getting a new guest through your website to the check-in process and post-stay email. There should be as little steps as possible. Consider fully digital check-in options with pre-arrival web check-in or contactless ordering solution for your restaurant. The guest solution should be smooth, convenient, and pleasant. This will greatly reduce the day-to-day friction that you will be able to allocate staff to more important tasks. Some of Hoist Group's recommended system checks. Since the end of March, many hotels have been closed due to COVID-19 restrictions. With the opening date now confirmed, there are many checks to be completed prior to the reopening of properties. Checks will include property level inspections regarding elevators, heating, lighting, and much more. While these are highly important, the checklists that I will be running through are an integral part of the reopening process. Your day-to-day operating systems will need to go through an extensive check to ensure that all systems, like HotSoft 8 or your chosen property management systems, Volante or other EPOS software, are all running efficiently. These system checks can be quite extensive and overwhelming. Generally, they're involving reception or reservation teams, system admins and maintenance, but quite often also includes intervention from your partner, your IT partner or company, to ensure that servers, networks, and much more are all operating correctly. Hoist Group are here to help and have included free self-service health checks as part of Programme Phoenix, which I will explain shortly. Some of the checks for HotSoft 8. There are many areas to cover to ensure your property management system is fully operational. They are outlined and broken down within the following sections: General IT, General System Admin, Reservations, and Interfaces. General IT checks. Some of these checks include checking your server and workstations for available operating system updates, for example, Windows. Checking antivirus software is active and covers your servers and workstations. Check that all user logins are active and passwords are updated. All workstations and devices, such as printers, are in the correct locations and are in working condition. It's important to ensure that there is sufficient memory space available across all workstations and servers, as well as to check that backups of important data on servers are still running and confirm the duration that they are held. These checks we highly recommend asking your IT partner or company to perform. General system admin checks. These checks are generally completed by the hotel super user or system admin. Excuse me. Bring the software to the current date. If the night audit has not been run on a daily basis, this may involve running your night audit multiple times to bring the software to the correct date. Ensure that all automatic or night audit reports are printing correctly, and where emailing is involved, that they are sending to the correct email addresses. Check all end user email and letter content, or your custom letters, such as your registration cards, confirmation letters, conference and group contracts, are all up to date and correctly reflect any change details and terms as a result of COVID-19. Reopening guidelines should be included, such as times, parking, services for dinner and breakfast, restaurant reservations, cancellation policies, and payment guarantees. Fully describe details regarding any customer procedures, such as facilities like online registration, online check-in, and contactless checkout. It may be worth including specific reference in this documentation to reflect enhanced cleaning processes, frequency, and any changing regarding in-room contact points, and perhaps specific guest options to opt in or out of standard housekeeping cycles. Reservation checks. These checks can be completed by a member of the reception or reservations team or the hotel super user. Check for trailing or overdue reservations. Remember to check under all individual, group, and conference reservations to cancel or move bookings to new dates. Check that any outstanding or unbalanced deposits have been correctly refunded or moved to new reservations. Check the availability in the property. Ensure that any in out of use rooms are blocked or released if back into sale. If using the conferencing module, ensure to check that all function rooms are correctly listed for availability. Check your allotments or allocations if using the allotment module within HotSoft 8. This can be done easily through your statistics screen. Check that your restrictions are correctly set up and revalidate if they are required. Check all rate and rate codes to ensure that pricing or availability is correct. This can be done through the rate yield screen by spot checking multiple dates. Ensure that any active online room distribution platforms that are manually updated, for example, your channel managers and branded web engines, fully reflect current pricing strategies. Interface checks. These checks can be completed by the hotel super user or by running the interface monitor in Hotsoft. For your channel manager interfaces or your CRS interfaces, ensure that availability in both Hotsoft and the central reservation system is matching and displaying for chosen durations, for example, for the next 365 days. Check that the price rates or plans and prices are correct between Hotsoft and your chosen CRS. Check that all reservations have successfully delivered to the from the CRS to your PMS or Hotsoft, and ensure that any bookings that possibly populated as the reservation status waitlist due to errors are checked. For any accounting and general export interfaces, for example, Sage, Revenate, or Ideas, check that the data has been exported and received in the external system. For accounting interfaces that generate files for importing, ensure all files are available in designated folders. For any missing data, you can either contact the support desk or follow manual export procedures. For keycard, point of sale, credit card, or any other interfaces, create a test reservation to test any relevant installed system, for example, room charges, keycards, and credit card storage. Ensure that any interfaces for climate control, telephone, or televisions are also tested to ensure that the check-in command is correctly sent. This can be easily done. If you follow to the TV in the room, you should see your guest name displaying if you have a television interface. Some of the checks for Serviator. Check that your user logons are still active and passwords are updated. Check room statuses and reservations that they match with your property management system. For example, clean or dirty rooms or arriving and departing. Create a test reservation within the property management system and confirm it appears correctly in Serviator. Change a room status within Serviator and confirm this is updated within Hotsoft. Apply and adapt the suggested COVID-19 checklist template for room cleaning at your property. Some checks for the Volante ePOS system. Check menu items to ensure that menus are updated to current menu set and pricing, and make sure that your pricing is loaded correctly. Ensure all tills are powered on and connected to the network. You will be able to identify non-connected tills by running a sync from the back office, or on the till screen, you will see a red bar saying service status disconnected. Create a test order to check that printers in the kitchen are working, and also check for drink service printers. Check to see that receipts and cash drawers are functioning correctly. Make sure that new staff have user profiles created, and check that existing staff have the correct access levels. Check for any old or open tabs or tables on your till system. Ensure that these are all closed correctly. As you are aware, we have continued to maintain a full team for support during this period. Some of you have been speaking with our support team regularly throughout the pandemic. Our dedicated support team will continue to be ready and available to answer any questions that you may have. Yesterday, Hoist Group launched Programme Phoenix to support hotels across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, to not only meet the requirements of the post-COVID-19 world, but also to start to thrive again in this challenging environment. This extensive program is free to sign up to, and enrollment does not require any payment or commitment. Programme Phoenix is open to all hotels, not just existing Hoist Group customers. Those who sign up will gain access to a host of resources, including social distancing focused videos, one-to-one consultations, guides, and checklists. The program goes further, and in conjunction with select industry partners, also offers access to a wide range of hotel technologies, much of which is available either for free or at a very special offer price to hotels that sign up. For more information on what the program entails, or to sign up, you can visit hoistgroup.com/ie/Phoenix. Or if you'd like to contact the support office, we can send this email link to you. As you can see on screen, we have additional details of what the programs entail. Some questions that were originally asked during the sign-up process. Are there any updates on digital online check-in? Our team has been working to move with the new updated hotel opening date and online check-in, excuse me, and paperless registration will be delivered by development by the end of this month. Once delivered, we will need to undergo thorough testing. Subject to successful testing, we hope to have the feature ready to deploy by the end of the first week of July. I'd like to say thank you very much for everybody for attending the webinar today. I hope you all have a very smooth reopening of your property. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact anybody that is up on screen at the moment. Myself, for example, Customer Success Manager, or a member of our support team also. They'll be happy to assist with any questions you may have on any of the checklists that I discussed today.
And just on that point, Danny, for everybody who's had some interaction with the support team over the last number of weeks, we've seen a constant uptick in the number of support cases that we're getting in terms of queries around reopening. So we see that as a very positive sign as customers get ready. We've kept the full team together, so there's plenty of people there who can answer any specific queries. So please, if there is anything that people need to know, pick up the phone, drop us an email, and we'll deal with it. And thanks for your support.